Hello and welcome to the Onyx Path Twitch. I am Travis Legg, your story guide, the programming coordinator for the Twitch channel. And today I am taking you on an adventure in the Trinity Continuum. This is Hard Holidays 2, Holiday Harder. If you joined us last week, you will have witnessed a different group of heroes who found themselves at a holiday party in a high-rise when terrorists attacked. Fortunately for them, they rose to the challenge, and after sloppily dispatching most of the terrorists, including one of my favorite decapitations I've ever run in a game, where one of the terrorists got their neck twisted in elevator cables. Fun times. Just to give you an idea of kind of the tone that we're going to be going with. They did dispatch the terrorists, and in fact, the leader of the terrorist group, Mr. William Clay, was dropped out of the 26th story window in slow motion onto the hood of a cop car. There was much victory, celebration, rejoicing, and the day was saved. Now here we are, Christmas Eve, for Hard Holidays 2, Holiday Harder. We're all getting too old for this shit.
It's true.
And everybody is tired of these motherfucking snakes on this Monday to Friday plane. So, our assembled players, I'm going to go ahead and have you all introduce yourselves and tell us who you are, your pronouns, who you're playing, and their pronouns. So we'll start with Mark. You're new to the channel, so Mark, go ahead and tell us who you are, what you do, your pronouns, who you're playing, what they do, and their pronouns.
Yeah, Mark. That's a pronoun thing. I'm not too familiar with how you want me to say it.
Use like he, him, they, them.
I'm a he.
Excellent. Thank you.
My character is a he. And, well, what I do, basically, I do work in law enforcement, so it's kind of similar to what I've been playing.
Excellent.
And I'm an aficionado to role-playing games. I have not played the game before, so I'm completely new to this. So it's a good chance to see how a new player can adapt and have fun. And, well, my character is, well, like David said, he made the character for me. We actually play together sometimes before. He knows me, so I let him make my character. And yeah, it's an agent, from a secret organization who is posing as a security guard. And he's kind of grumpy.
Beautiful.
He's having to work on holidays, and he'd rather be at home with the family and stuff. But instead, he is here.
Excellent. Next up, Kate, why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, your pronouns, who you're playing, their pronouns, and what they do.
Sure. My name is Kate Fuller. I use she, her pronouns. You may recognize me as Dr. Truth from the Scion Pumo videos. My day job, I am a manager for a large company, and my character is Special Agent Bridget McAllister. She is also an agent of the secret organization 9, who is hunting an international jewel thief through the airport, knows that they are getting ready to try to escape the country and is trying to find her target. Fun fact, I grew up 10 minutes away from Dulles International Airport, where Die Hard 2 was filmed.
This is true. It was filmed there and set there. We won't be there because I'm not intimately familiar with the layout of that airport, and I am not creative enough to make up an airport layout on the fly. So we're going to use one I am intimately familiar with, which would be O'Hare. I've spent far more time there than any human being should ever have to. But that is excellent. And if you, by some chance, are watching this and haven't seen Die Hard 2, holy cow, go watch Die Hard 2. All right. Thank you very much, Kate. And lastly, David, why don't you tell us who you are, what you do, your pronouns, who you're playing, and their pronouns, please.
I am David Fuller. He, him pronouns. I am a freelancer for Onyx Path. I've worked on several different lines. I also am the story guide for the Athens, Ohio stream. And the character I'm playing is Dave West. He is a member of the criminal society, Les Fantômes. And he currently has a briefcase full of stolen jewels, and he's using his Cricket Airport Guard connection to get through the initial security, but he's got to escape these two loons and the always present threat of terrorism so he can make it out of the country.
Precisely. Excellent. And so to set the scene, we have these forces who are at present in some form of opposition. It is Christmas Eve, Chicago O'Hare International Airport. To say that the arguably busiest airport in the United States of America is exceptionally busy today would be a gross understatement. There are probably the lines are probably about an hour at security just to get through the metal detectors. All of the seating in the food courts and various restaurants, eateries, things along those lines, basically full. There's a sorry, mic problem. Mic problem I've hopefully fixed now. So there are security guards everywhere. It's like it's on high alert. Just walking through, it's kind of shoulder to shoulder. Very, very difficult to navigate. And this is what you're trying to make your way through to get to your security contact. And David, what is your character's name, please?
Dave West.
Dave West. Excellent. I'll bring up some notes here so I can keep track of these things. So Dave is walking through the airport, trying to make his way through the crowds. You can see there's a heavy snow as your transportation arrives up front. Traffic getting into the airport was incredibly delayed. The I-90 interstate was basically a parking lot. Cars were moving about 5 miles an hour. Visibility is crap. It's safe to assume that flights are being delayed. You get dropped off at Terminal 5, the international terminal. literally dozens of people outside checking their luggage at the convenience checks by the exterior doors. People outside in the smoking areas. What would you like to do? Where would you like to go?
I'm going to go with the flow of traffic. I don't have a reason currently to think I'm being personally followed. Go with the flow of traffic to make my way towards where my contact is to make sure I get in their line to be checked.
Okay. All right. So you're walking around and kind of looking. It's very crowded, very distracting, very difficult to kind of make out who's who and what's what. But as you look around, you see a sign that leads for the TSA pre-check, and you know that your contact is going to be in that area. So you start following your way down that way, and even that is slow, crowded, but certainly moving faster than the sort of main security. Yeah, someone just asked a question in chat. Yes, bits can absolutely persuade me. I don't have any way of tracking that at the moment. It's something we're working on to roll out next year. But yeah, if you want to affect the game, just donate some bits and then tell me what you want to see happen. And sure, it's the holidays. Why not? That's my present to you. So, as you're making your way up to TSA pre-check. You can see kind of this crowd, and you see your contact. Did you have a name for this contact?
No. Feel free to make something up.
Your contact's name is going to be Roland.
Nice.
And you see Roland is working the security, the actual rapid scanner. So he's the one that would be running your scan as you go through.
Okay.
So there is another guard that you do have to give your boarding pass and identification to. I'm going to go ahead and assume.
I have Alt ID too, so I will give him the paperwork for my Alt ID.
Beautiful. You do so?
Just international businessman.
Excellent. Yeah, it passes. No problem at all. And you get through and you step up to Roland, and he sort of nods at you and says, "Any trouble getting in?"
None at all.
Good.
And I'll assume the position to be scanned, and I'll present my briefcase to him.
He swipes it through.
I'll say, "Happy holidays, sir."
Likewise, be very mindful. There's 9 levels of extra security today.
Thank you for the heads up.
All right, you step through and make your way over. He gives you your bag. And where are you heading to? You've got as soon as you step through, you can see the flights. Where are you departing to from O'Hare?
Probably London, because from there I can use the channel to get to the headquarters in Paris.
Excellent. So you look up and you see all the flights to London are delayed.
Of course.
They're right now showing a 2-hour delay.
Okay. Well, I don't want to draw any attention to myself, so I'll do what anybody with 2-hour delay would do: find my gate and then find a snack or a drink.
Excellent. So you start making your way to your gate. We'll go ahead and circle around to Kate. And Kate, once again, please give me your character's name.
My character is Agent Bridget McAllister. The McAllister family. We have a long and famous tradition of hunting down and stopping thieves.
Beautiful. And what is Agent McAllister doing as she's received this intelligence that the suspect she is in pursuit of is headed to O'Hare, most likely for a European flight, possibly Europe or Paris. The airline is unknown.
Okay. Well, I have Alt ID for airport security. So
Okay.
what I will do is to avoid the crowds and get inside and start scanning for my target. I'm going to go in through the security entrance and through the employee parking and get in, show my ID as a security guard, and move into the airport from there.
Excellent. And as you're walking in through the security entrance, I'd like you to go ahead and give me an. Let's see here. We need an insight cunning check, if you don't mind. Or not insight, I'm sorry. Integrity cunning. Whew. Integrity cunning.
All right. Does noticing details apply?
Noticing details absolutely applies. Yes. So, but is that something that you have in?
Oh no, sorry, that is attached to integrity. So
Yep.
that will not.
Yep.
So it would not affect this roll.
Okay. So cunning 3, integrity 3. Ooh, nice. Four successes.
Excellent. So you notice the following things as you're making your way into the security entrance. You see just ahead of you at another security port, you see an agent who you do recognize. You've been together on a mission probably a couple of years ago. You had no direct interaction, but you are absolutely certain that you've been in the field with this agent before. We'll say, for argument's sake, it was like a rather significant takedown of a Medellin cartel, like smuggling house, like a smuggling hub. There were several agents on the field, but you definitely recognize the security guard at the far end as one of those agents that was present. You also see that security guard is letting in several, and by several I mean a dozen, field uniform in winter camouflage military operatives. And these military operatives are wearing rank insignia for U.S. Army Special Forces. They are carrying submachine guns. And you notice that they have clips in the guns that are marked with blue electrical tape, and clips on their hips that are marked with red electrical tape.
Well, that's all very weird. I'm going to start by approaching my fellow 9 agent.
Okay.
I'll walk up to him. Hopefully he'll recognize me, but basically I'll just give a nod and say, hey, how are your night going? Very casual conversation.
I see her and look like to the sides to see if anyone's looking, and another one. What are you doing? What do you want?
Probably the same thing you want. if we're both just on the job having another Christmas Eve. What's up with the military forces coming in?
Oh yeah, that's coming up from the top. They are clear to go in. Just got the orders. I don't know. I didn't feel like looking much into it. Doesn't look like what I'm here to look after.
That's fair. Well, I'm going to start my patrol and start moving my rounds around. I'll stay in contact with you, okay?
Sure. See you around.
Okay.
Excellent. So you start doing kind of a foot patrol. And Mark, again, what was your character's name?
Well, it's Mark with a K. Last name Smith.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's not too original, I know.
I love it. It's beautiful. All right. So, and Agent Smith, I would like you to go ahead and give me a. Let's do an integrity intellect check, if you don't mind.
Do you remind me the dice for that?
Sure. So you'll roll a number of 10-sided dice equal to your integrity dots, and then a number of 10-sided dice also equal to your intellect dots. And if you have any specialties in any skill other than integrity that would deal with like paperwork or bureaucracy or procedure or things along those lines, that would act as an enhancement.
All right, so it's D10s. So it has to be. Let me see my sheet here. That would be. Okay, so I got a 29. All right.
Oh no! You just look. You count the you look at the individual numbers in the dice. I apologize.
Oh yeah.
And you're looking for
Yes.
numbers of 8 or greater. If you get a 10 on any of them, you get to. That counts as a success, and you get to roll again. So you're counting successes.
Okay, I have 1 success.
Excellent. So with that 1 success, basically what you noted is that this is the paperwork that they gave you as these government agents came through indicated they were there for a prisoner transfer. There is someone that's being brought in from local PD that is a person of interest in a international like basically world courts crime, and they're there to pick them up and facilitate their transit to stand trial in New York.
Okay.
They're supposedly leaving by a military transport off of one of the runways on Terminal 5. And all the paperwork did appear to be in order. It was signed by the head of airport security, as well as a colonel in the army.
Yeah, I already forgot the name too.
Yeah, Colonel so and so.
But everything was in order. It had nothing to do with my case, so whatever.
Yeah, it was not particularly germane to what it was you were doing.
Okay.
So, anything else that you're doing? Just gonna sit tight for the moment.
Just a little question, just to clarify. The security knows I am from an agency, or they have no idea? I have to try to maintain my.
The security does not know that you are with 9. It is safe to assume, based on the interaction that you just had with this other security agent that walked up to you, that she is probably aware that you are.
Okay, so I try not to try to concentrate more on doing my actual job while maintaining my facade. I'll try not to work too hard.
Very good. Very good. It's you're in a pretty low traffic environment. You're kind of watching effectively like the secured entrance. So people that are coming through here generally have to go through a few clearance checkpoints before they get to you anyway. There is a lot of like maintenance folk moving through. A lot of like the baggage check moves through here. So there's a lot of that sort of traffic going on. And a lot of that's already passing through, but the actual door that you're on, not a lot of traffic. You do have a pretty good vantage point of this stuff. And you can see, and Agent McAllister can see as well from where you are sort of wandering through. You can see this military detail sort of make its way through past the where the baggage claim is being separated out to its various what's the word I'm looking for? The conveyor belts that go up. You can see them sort of move through that area and start heading out toward the runways for Terminal 5.
Okay, that's where we're supposed to go anyway, right?
Yeah, that's where your paperwork shows them.
Yeah, well, I look at them, kind of wonder what the hell it's all about. Yeah, in Christmas doing this kind of thing. Yeah, well, just shrug it off my mind. Don't pay a lot of attention to it.
Okay, excellent. Anything else that you're doing down there, Agent McAllister?
Yeah, just a quick question. So I have checking out my sheet, I have military brat as an origin.
Yes.
Just it seems kind of weird to me. It's not really the reason I'm here, so I don't care all that much. But I am going to shoot off a quick text message to my connection, a military commander, just of hey, saw this thing, seemed kind of weird. If you know anything, let me know about it. And then I'll put my phone in my pocket and just kind of forget about it.
All right, you put your phone in your pocket and just forget about it. I'll be back to you in a moment as you're scouring the area for any signs of this international jewel thief who is currently standing in line waiting for that coffee that he has now been standing in line waiting for about 45 minutes.
And it's not going to be worth it.
It's not. The line to the Starbucks does look over the runway. You're right by the window.
Huh?
Now, it is snowy. Extremely snowy. You're in a crowded place with a lot of noise. And you're tired. So each one of those is going to be a level 1 complication on this integrity cunning check that you're about to make.
Okay, cool. Okay. We will see how this goes. I see a lot of nothing. A lot of it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
All right, excellent.
I'm just like, oh, that's a snow globe out there.
Yeah, you all gain momentum as your associate, soon to be associate, notices not a damn thing.
You're welcome.
About 10 minutes later, you have a coffee in hand. You're sipping it, enjoying it, and you see all of the flights go from delayed with a time frame to just delayed. A general call comes over the security radios, which both of our agents are starting to, or are carrying, that says, we have a situation. We need to make sure that we keep everyone calm and contained. Do not let anyone into any of the restricted areas. We right now need to make sure that we keep the patrons and travelers calm. We are expecting Homeland Security to be sending reinforcements and local SWAT to be meeting up within the next 20 to 30 minutes.
Well, this just got bigger than a jewel thief.
My character basically is super annoyed, and hearing this is like, oh no, what now?
Your phone rings, Agent McAllister.
Okay, I will pick up my phone.
Yeah, Bridget?
Yeah, hey, what's up?
Yeah, this is Jerry Ross, your dad's old commanding officer.
Oh, hi, Jerry. How are you doing?
Good. I'm enjoying my retirement, and by that I mean hating every minute of it.
Sounds about right. I take it you got my message?
Yeah. Listen, it could be nothing. Okay, but it just strikes me a little weird that from what the scuttle I'm hearing is there's a guy by the name of Enrique Falcon. He's international gun for hire. Wanted on all sorts of crime charges by Interpol, and is suspected of crimes against humanity in the West Bank. He and his cohorts supposedly released some sort of experimental chemical weapon there. Thing of it is I talked to some people that are still in, and rumor has it that some of his associates are, have connections high up in our own military. Now, he was captured by ICE agents, remanded to the custody of Chicago PD, who, my understanding, were to hand him over to Interpol. U.S. military shouldn't have anything to do with that exchange. They shouldn't be there. There's no reason whatsoever for their involvement.
Jerry. Thank you very much for the call. Things might be getting a little dicey. We just got notice that SWAT's being called in to O'Hare. It could just be the exchange. It could be something else. But, you know, just keep your ear to the ground and let me know if you hear anything else. I really appreciate it. Give my love to your wife. And Merry Christmas.
Will do. Merry Christmas.
See you after the New Year.
Happy New Year. Hangs up.
Well, shoot.
And as you hang up the phone, Dave West, you are sipping your coffee and looking out over looking at these delayed flights and watching everybody's just like, harumph. There's a lot of grumbling and groaning going on. When Roland runs up to you and grabs you by the arm and is like, come here.
Okay, I go with him.
He pulls you off into the a broom closet. It's probably about 3 gates down from where you're at. He goes, what the fuck did you do, man?
Did nothing. I give you a heads up. I just have some non-military just goods.
The airport is on lockdown. SWAT and Homeland Security backup is on the way.
Holy hell.
They're not even letting people in the front doors. Nobody's coming in. Nobody's going out.
Holy hell. I look around. Is the ceiling paneling?
Yeah, it's like drop ceiling. Absolutely.
Hey, how often do they do maintenance in the ceilings here?
I don't know, man. I'm not
up there.
You want to get up there?
No, I want to hide something there.
Oh.
Until whatever the hell this is dies down, and then I'll buy another ticket and I'll come back. I'll buy you a coffee, and then I'll retrieve my package.
Yeah, man, you should be good up there. I'm sure that they don't maintain the drop ceilings in a broom closet very often. I hope. I mean, I don't know. I'm not maintenance.
No, I understand. Okay. In that case, I will kind of get up on a shelf and try to get my case of diamonds up in the panel.
Okay. Excellent. So you popped the drop ceiling. You go to slide your case of diamonds in, and you hit something. You hit a bump. There's an object there. And when you hit it, you hear a deep.
Pull the case back, kind of stick my head up, see if I can see what it actually is.
So you stick your head up, and you see a brick of C4.
I take my case and drop back down. Hey, I dip case, drop back down. I look at my friend and go, "This isn't me. There's explosives up there. We got it. Go let security know that you heard a weird sound in the closet, so they can get that taken care of. I'm gonna go back to drinking my coffee. This has nothing to do with me or you, man."
He runs out.
Okay, I go back out and try to adjust myself and go back to being a guy sipping my coffee.
Excellent. Why don't you give me a let's do a persuasion or larceny, whichever you think is more appropriate here, as you're trying to sort of, and manipulation, because you're gonna try to or composure. I mean, if you think composure would be more appropriate, that one would be fine too. You're just trying to keep your shit together, knowing that there's enough C4 to probably blow this end of the building off.
Okay. I am going to make it larceny composure. So it's 7 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. Okay, none of my specs apply. But would skilled liar apply?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 2 enhancements, assuming I get a success. So, okay, I got 1 success, plus skilled liar takes it to 3, plus my always active gifts, superlative poise gives me another on composure checks, so I'm at 4 successes.
Yeah, you like take a breath, open the door, and walk out like nothing happened.
We're good.
Like you accidentally stepped into the wrong room looking for the bathroom.
How embarrassing.
Your contact does not maintain the same composure on his way out the door.
People are like, why is the security guy screaming and flailing?
He basically like runs out, like speaking into the walkie-talkie. He says, we have a code 13. We have a code 13, terminal 5, gate 42. Code 13, terminal 5, gate 42. You all hear it. All of you who have security communication hear that and are familiar enough with their security protocols to know that is an explosive device.
Okay, my thoughts are, first, this has nothing to do with my shop. Second, however, if this goes up and blows up, I'm here, so I'm gonna blow up. So, god damn it. And I try to send a message to a local police contact to see if he knows what the hell it's all about. And I don't know, just try to look for, I don't know, try to think where am I gonna hide, what am I gonna do so I don't get blown up with the rest of everyone here.
You send a message to your local police contact. He texts you back and says, yeah, the station's kind of nuts right now. All I know is that we have a threat level red situation happening at O'Hare. We're trying to kill the press on it. We're trying to make sure that it stays contained because we don't want to create a panic on Christmas. But we're sending like all of our we're calling in off-duty SWAT. We're sending everything we've got down there. So whatever's happening down there is bad.
Okay, internally, I just hope they found like a bag they cannot identify, and they're actually overreacting. And all this is just, but I just, at this point now, I'm more concerned about blowing up than trying to find my target.
Excellent.
For the moment, I remain in my post, trying to think, I hope I don't blow up.
Right. You're able to check the layout of the place. And so where you're at right now is under Terminal 4. So you're probably, unless they have multiple explosives in multiple places, you're probably safe.
Okay, so I stay where I am.
Excellent. Is there anything that you're doing with this revelation, Agent McAllister?
If I'm not already at Terminal 5, I am hustling my way to Terminal 5.
Excellent. So you take off.
The opposite mindset. This isn't why I'm here, but it's my problem now. So I'm gotta see what I have. I'm starting to put the pieces together, get an idea of what's going on. It looks very bad.
It does not look good. No.
It's definitely something that 9 should be getting involved in and trying to do something about. My primary mission is probably going to have to take a back seat until I figure out what the hell is going on. I've got some more connections, but I'm going to wait to use them until I have a more solid idea of what's up.
Sure. What method of approach would you like to use to get to Terminal 5?
Since I'm using the security walkways, I'll move that way through the underground to get there as quickly as possible. And then as soon as I'm at Terminal 5, I'll exit close to the gate that they were talking about and take a look and see what's going on out the windows. The military guys were moving towards the actual runways, right? Not to a gate.
They were moving towards the actual runways. Yes, it appeared so. So as you're running through the underground walkways, you do see some exterior windows. So go ahead and give me an integrity cunning check.
I didn't get that.
Not you, Siri. She tries so hard to be helpful.
And that'll be 4 successes.
Excellent. So you are able to overcome all the complications that the snow,
Sweet.
The general panic of your running, and the camouflage that these folks are wearing.
Oh, would stealth as a skill specialty apply?
Yes, it would, because you're noticing other people's sort of stealthy movement. So yeah, I'd allow that. So as you're running through, you see off to the side, there's the control tower for Terminal 5. It's pretty far out, but you can see some movement at the base of the control tower. And among that movement, you can see some what you're pretty sure are weapons, like long arms, like fully automatic machine gun, like rifles. And maybe soldiers carrying rifles, probably 2 or 3. You also do notice, kind of under the walkway as you're moving across, by another one of the exterior doors that leads out onto the tarmac toward that control tower, you see one of the military folks kind of standing. He's got his submachine gun, arms ready. And next to him, behind a stack of boxes that appear to have been prepped and netted over for being loaded onto the base of a plane, you just see sticking out from behind that a shoe and the bottom of a pant leg that looks suspiciously like the uniform of one of the O'Hare security guards.
Uh-oh. This is outside, not in the tunnel with me.
So that's in the tunnel. So as you're running over the catwalk, he's right inside the door that would lead out to
that.
Right.
Okay. I am going to move past to a point where I can hide. Does 9 have a method of communication amongst agents just by itself?
You probably would have, I would say you probably have a secure texting app, like an encrypted texting app. That's fair.
I gave both your sheets the gift that gives you infinite cell phone signal.
Yes, I saw that.
Love it. Always connected is one of my favorite gifts.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how deep this tunnel is, I have signal. It's the best gift. It's a true gift. So I will send a secure message to my known associate, letting him know that I'm pretty sure we are in the middle of a hostile takeover of the airport, and I need assistance ASAP.
Okay, I see the message. I go, well, it is my problem now. It's time to kick ass. And I just... does she tell me where she is right now?
Yeah, I'll send my location, but also send warning that there are hostiles in the area.
Okay, you want me to go there?
So they're probably using bombs around the area as leverage, but they're also heavily armed. So I don't know if you have any ability to take care of bombs. I do not. That is not in my skill set. I am more of a let's handle these people with the guns kind of person. So that's what I'm going to be attempting to do once I have backup and the ability to move forward.
Yeah, I'm no bomb expert either, so I'll just let the professionals deal with that. So, again, you want me to go there?
Yeah.
Extra firepower?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, I'm on my way.
Are you approaching stealthily, and are you approaching at ground level, or are you going to go up the catwalk?
I have the uniform of the security, so I figure if I just go with the whole situation, if I'm just moving towards somewhere in a kind of a hurry, it shouldn't wake too much suspicion, I guess.
Okay, cool. So you just kind of walk on ground level heading that way. Why don't you go ahead, Agent McAllister? Why don't you go ahead and give me a... let's do a larceny. It'd be a larceny to try to hide, right? So what approach do you want to take with your hiding?
She is pretty agile, so I'm going to hang out in the catwalk, get myself into a position where I'll be really difficult to see, physically squeeze myself somewhere, and set up so that I have a sight on the military guy at the entrance.
Okay. All right, go ahead and give me that check real quick. We'll see if he can notice you.
Dex larceny.
Dex larceny.
Dice don't fail me now. Ooh, 2 successes.
Okay, so you're pretty sure he hasn't noticed you. He doesn't seem to have reacted to you. That's the best you got. Agent Smith, as you're approaching, why don't you go ahead and give me a... we can also do larceny, or we can do persuasion, as you're trying to sort of keep that cool exterior, like nothing, everything's fine, nothing to see here. I'm just going about my business. And would you feel that would be more of a manipulation thing, a composure? Cunning might also apply. Which one do you think would be the...
Yeah, I will go with cunning.
All right, so give me a cunning larceny. Let's do that.
Okay.
And you will get a +1 enhancement to this roll because you are in a uniform. You look like you're supposed to be there. You have that going for you. So you'll roll, and then if you get a success, you get an automatic success on top of it because of your uniform, basically.
Okay, I have 2 successes.
Excellent. Okay.
And who's the one that you gave me?
All right, so the two of you start to approach and basically now have this guy covered from 2 angles as you're walking up. Are you going to engage this person as you're walking up, or are you just going to walk past and assess the situation, Agent Smith?
I don't exactly draw my weapon. I just keep my hand to my side, and I just approach, start approaching, start taking a look at what I see. Well, I'm just like walking and taking a look. I'm ready to react if anything bad happens.
He nods and says, "Everything all right? I heard some noise over the radios."
Yeah, we're actually checking the entire airport. Well, what are you guys doing here anyway?
Prisoner transfer, routine stuff. I thought they gave you the paperwork.
Yeah. I got the paperwork. So, you got still got a long time. Yeah, you're gonna be doing this a long time.
Well, I think whatever's going on Terminal 5 might be slowing us down. I think because we were expecting the prisoner to be moved through there. Real quick, I would like a integrity cunning check from Agent McAllister. Your attention to detail is integrity, is that right? Or was that wasn't?
Yes.
Okay, so that won't apply to this one.
Okay. I do have danger sense as an edge, if that applies.
That just.
Oh, sorry, and always prepared. But so you asked for cunning integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Just one success that time.
Okay. That's enough, though, because you've noticed this before. You notice that the gun that he has loaded has the red tape on the clip.
Okay. So I will make a note of that mentally, that they changed from the blue clips to the red clips. I'm going to assume that it's not a huge leap to assume that means different types of ammo.
That's a safe assumption.
Yep. But I'm going to keep my weapon trained. And as soon as it looks like he tries to make a move on Smith, I will fire. If everyone is okay with it, I will use the momentum to use the skill check shoot to injure so that we can interrogate the guy. But if we don't want to do that and just take him down, we can do that too.
Yeah. Also, unless Travis has an issue with it, the pistols I gave you are the sample ones out of the book that are assumed to have silencers because we're all cool people.
That's fair. Silencers are totally fine. All right. So you're gonna wait for him to make a move, though, correct?
What I'm doing right now is I'm going like, yeah, well, like, I'm not suspecting anything, and in the meantime, I'm looking around, seeing if there's anyone else there, and I'm looking for places that I can jump into cover if I really need to.
Diving for cover here is not a problem. He's basically down a hallway from you. Like, it's not an actual hallway, but there's piles of boxes on either side. So it's an effective hallway. You can dive for cover real easy. From your vantage point, it's pretty easy for you to see that shoe sticking out. You can do a terribly good job of hiding that guy. It looks like he knocked out a guard and shoved him behind the boxes. There's nobody else in your immediate view. You do see that on the floor, definitely, if you take the time to look. He's going to see if he notices you notice that, which he doesn't.
Okay, so I'm still acting like I'm just looking around, checking things. Do I know exactly where McAllister is?
Sure. You have like a GPS that's within like a meter of where she is when she sent her location, so you know where she is within a meter.
Well, I'm start like going away, like I already checked this area, and I'm going back the way I came. I'm just texting to McAllister, get ready to take this guy.
Okay. I will take careful aim. And as soon as Smith makes the move, I will fire. And does anybody object to me using that momentum?
All right. What sort of move would you like to take to start this off, Agent Smith? That would be Mark.
Oh,
Yeah. Are you gonna like give her a signal, or are you just gonna turn and dive on the guy, or what's your plan?
I'm just going and start walking like away. I get into cover, and that's the signal.
All right. So you go around, sort of back up against the boxes, and point. You're firing with a silencer. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll. That'll be an aim roll. What would you like to use for your approach?
That's much better. That got me 5 successes. And since I am spending to shoot to injure instead of shoot to kill, I'm going to aim. Does he look like he's holding his gun right-handed, standard?
Yeah, he's got it at the ready.
Okay, I will aim for his left shoulder, or sorry, right shoulder, so that he is unable to utilize that arm to fire his weapon.
Excellent. Yeah, so you tag him. He spins around. Weapon comes off the strap and hits the ground. He bangs into the wall and falls to the ground unconscious. Right about that time, you start to hear more radio chatter. Because upstairs in Terminal 5, where you're enjoying your coffee and trying to pretend like there's nothing wrong, security comes out and says, ladies and gentlemen, we need you to evacuate this wing of the terminal in an orderly fashion. Everything's fine. We just need everybody to clear out. And you see, like, bomb squad moving in.
I am one of the crowd. I will head in whichever direction the largest number of people are going.
Okay, excellent. While you're doing that, I'd like you to give me another integrity cunning check.
Okay.
This one only has 2 complication.
Okay. I get a success, but I do not have enough to buy off the complications.
Okay, so you hear gunshots. You can't make out from what direction, but you definitely hear the report of like a 3-round burst. People start to panic. You also see flashing kind of out of the corner of your eye, but you can't figure out exactly where. Looks like it's coming from outside somewhere. So panic ensues, and the crowd begins to just trample its way forward. The crowd that you're in the middle of trying to be calm. How would you like to get out of that situation, sir?
Well, I have, let me check here. I have free running at 2. So time for moving very slow is gone. At this point, the coffee's mostly empty, so just drop it. And like holding the case of diamonds like a football, working through the crowd.
Excellent. Are you going deeper into the airport, or are you going to try to go out one of the gates?
I'm going to try to go out one of the gates. Okay. My idea right now is if I'm lucky enough to get one connected to a plane, I'll hide on the plane, and then later I'll say, I was scared of the fires and the stuff.
Excellent. You run, you turn around, take off. That gives you like scale 1 speed, right?
I have scale 1 speed, and I ignore like a number of complications I think equal to my rank in free running, which is 2.
Yeah, so you turn and zip before anybody can react. You're like on a plane, sitting crouched down between two first-class seats, like, sipping a margarita.
Look at my briefcase.
Yep,
Everything's fine. All right. So you are sitting there chilling. I'll get back to you momentarily. Back down there, you have this person that you have knocked out. They are carrying their own communication devices. What else would you like to do with this unconscious terrorist?
First, I will want to check both the terrorist and the guard to see how they are.
The guard has been stabbed in the back of the neck. The knife appears to have gone like cleanly between two of his vertebrae, just shut his brain off like a light. Like this was some like special forces clean kill type of a strike. The guard's fine aside from a bullet wound to the shoulder. He was knocked unconscious by the impact of his head hitting the wall. So he'll probably be out for a minute or two.
Well, I still disarm him just in case.
Yeah, you make sure you pull all of his weapons off. Go ahead and give me a. Let's do larceny, and then whatever attribute you feel is most appropriate to sort of give him a pat down and check for hidden weapons or extra things.
Larceny and dexterity.
That's fine.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I will drop down from the catwalk and move up, keeping my weapon trained.
Excellent.
I have 3 successes.
Beautiful. So you pull. The submachine gun was the strap broke when he hit the wall, so that you just kick away. You pull his sidearm from him, a survival knife, and a .22 from his ankle. You also, in searching him, find what you're assuming is a fake passport that indicates Brazilian citizenship. It has a Brazilian name. It's all set up to be, in Brazil.
I turn to McAllister. What do you make of this? Show her the passport.
I'll take a look at it. And I will fill Agent Smith in on what I know. So there's supposed to be a prisoner transfer tonight. A international criminal who's suspected of crimes against humanity in the West Bank, releasing chemical weapons. He was apprehended and is in the custody of Chicago PD and was supposed to be picked up by Interpol. U.S. military was not supposed to be involved in this, but it is believed that this guy has connections within the military. They're probably going to try to grab him and get him out of the country and into safety.
So let's just assume all the guys on the white camouflage are terrorists or part of this criminal organization. Then that would be a safe assumption, you would say.
I agree. They definitely, according to my contacts, aren't supposed to be here. So this is not part of their pickup, and Interpol was the one supposed to be grabbing them, not U.S. military.
Okay.
They're probably the ones that planted the bombs, too.
Yeah. Well, hopefully bomb squads are here already taking care of that. But I think we should give the local authorities a heads up about the down officer and this guy here. Unless you want to talk to him first.
At this point, every radio goes off. Your security radios, the ones that you would be carrying for your security cover, as well as the radio in the cockpit of the plane that you are hiding in. It says, "Greetings. I apologize for the inconvenience, particularly in this season of giving and familial love, to have to interrupt with such dirty business. Myself and my associates have taken control of this airport. We had intended to gather our friend and leave with no loss of life, no damage, and minimal delays. Unfortunately, due to the meddling of a security guard, we have had to alter our timeline. We need Mr. Falcon delivered to the control tower at Terminal 5. You have 15 minutes. To illustrate that we are not toying with you and that we have complete control of this airport, I would direct you all to the runway on Terminal 5 for gate 44.
Is that where I am?
No, but it's across. It's like across the way. Like you could look out a window and see it.
Okay, I will then.
All right. You look out. Go ahead and give me a integrity cunning check. The two of you where you're at could run to a window and look at it.
One success.
Excellent.
Yep, I do that.
So as you're looking out, I just had you make a check, David, because you're looking through an airplane window as opposed to like a giant window. You see a set of lights coming down toward the runway at a very high rate of speed. It looks like the plane's landing. Then it becomes very clear to you that the plane is coming in too fast and too low. And it just biffs right on the runway, shatters, smashes, explodes. He says, that flight had 114 passengers on it. I will crash a plane every 15 minutes until Mr. Falcon is delivered.
Well, these guys are serious, all right.
Yep.
Merry Christmas. He ends the transmission. What would you like to do?
You're going to have to take the tower back or shut down their communications and find an alternative source of communication so planes can be diverted.
I start wondering, how did they do that?
Go ahead.
And I asked McAllister, like, how did they remote control the what did they just do? Did they just crashed a plane?
Do you have pilot?
Let me check.
Pilot or technology?
No pilot. No, I don't seem to have technology.
Enigmas?
Actually, I do have technology.
You can make a technology check. What approach would you like to take? What attribute do you think would pair with that for this instance?
Intellect. trying to do that?
Sure. Yeah, give that a shot.
I have 2 successes.
Okay. So you're fairly certain that with the weather conditions being as bad as they are, when the planes come in, it relies an awful lot on information that's being broadcast up from the tower. So if they are sending up false data, either to the plane's computer systems or talking them down with bad data, they could effectively trick the pilots into crashing.
And the thing is, how would they? What I'm wondering, how would they do it? I mean, because they will have to block all communications and set up their own communication as the only ones. So I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, how can we stop them without actually like going and killing them all?
I have an idea.
You would have to find a way to reach the plane itself. You'd have to know. You'd have to either A, try to reach all the planes, or B, know which plane they were going to target and contact that plane specifically.
So Midway Airport isn't too far away from O'Hare.
No, it's not.
And they also have a communications tower.
They do.
If we can get outside contacts to utilize Midway's tower to communicate with the planes and divert them away from O'Hare, that can help. That's going to take time. It's probably going to take more than 15 minutes. So we have to come up with an interim way of shutting down Tower 5's communication so that they can't communicate to the planes. But we have to do it from both angles. I can utilize FBI connections if you can utilize your local police connections to get communication set out via Midway. And from there, we have to try to find the broadcast communications system and shut down Tower 5's communications. That may be inside Tower 5. It may be outside Tower 5. I don't know the layout of the airport well enough to know that. So we have to figure that out too.
All right, we'll let our contacts know and see if they can help us.
All right, you start reaching out to your contacts with your always connected. Even despite the weather and being in a subterranean tunnel, you have no problem getting the message out to them, which is fortunate. So they start the process. But yeah, they tell you 15 minutes is a tall order, but they will do what they can to get that rolled out. Whilst that's going on, what's Dave doing as he watches this plane crash close enough that like you see some body parts fly out of the plane? Like it's not great, not cool.
So what Dave does, Dave goes back into the back of the plane to try to find where like you could access where luggage would be stored.
Sure.
And I'm going to try to find like a compartment that probably won't be utilized often, like maybe a compartment where they'd have extra tools or something. And I'm going to try to hide my case and then jot down in my cell phone a note to myself, this plane number and airline.
Okay.
And I will just have to hunt these diamonds down later.
Excellent. Okay.
And then Dave's going to try to stealth back into the terminal and try to head towards an actual exit out of this stupid airport.
Beautiful. So you hide it. You go up, and as you get to the terminal, like to the door out of back into the terminal, you see that they have pulled the walkways back. So all the planes that are out on the runways now have no walkway out to them. You just have a 30-foot drop. You also see, because there's no hiding this, they're not sneaking at this point, two of the men in camouflage walking with with what you're assuming is the prisoner. They're wearing Illinois DOC yellow, but they have irons around their waist, but they're just hanging loosely, like they've been removed by bullet, perhaps, rather than key. And they're dragging your buddy Roland, who has been shot in his arm, along with them.
Crap. Okay, so I close the 30-foot drop. And I go over to the opposite side emergency exit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want them to see when the slide inflates. and I pop open the door and wait for the slide to properly.
The slide rolls out.
And then cross arms and hop slide.
All right, let me see if they notice that, because, I mean, that's, it's not subtle. Is what I'm saying.
It's timed at the other side and had it drop on them.
Surprisingly, they either don't notice or don't care. You slide, you hit the snow on the bottom, and you see them walking by, and you hear one of them make some crack about roasting some marshmallows as they walk past this flaming wreckage, heading to the Terminal 5 tower.
Okay. I will let them get to medium or long range distance from me, and then enter thief stealth mode. I'm going to try to follow them.
Okay, excellent. Go ahead and make a larceny. I would assume Dex would be your approach, but if you...
Yeah, Dex larceny seems to make sense.
Excellent. And while you're doing that, down where you're at, you still have the view of outside, and you still have that unconscious guard. So what would the two of you like to be doing?
Well, I guess we could try to save the next plane. Maybe if we could illuminate the runway in some way, so that even if they get wrong coordinates, wrong instructions, they can see that they're coming in too hot when landing. Try to help them in any way.
Need a lot of flares. What's in these boxes?
Also, I want to loot this guy we have, the military guy, for anything we can use for ourselves. We'll obviously take the radio, that they are in frequency, and if he has body armor or extra clips, whatever, just in case.
You see he's got 2 of the clips with the red bands and 2 of the clips with the blue bands.
I take a look inside.
So
to see why...
The clips with the blue bands are clearly blanks.
Weird. Not taking those though. And does my uniform has body armor?
You probably have a vest.
A vest. Yeah. Again, against submachine gun is maybe effective. So if he has a body armor, I look at McAllister. From here on out, it's about a kick ass. So if you can equip yourself, better yourself, take his armor.
Everything fits except his shoes. All of the shoes, all the terrorists in this universe have feet smaller than my sister. So
terrible balance. 4 successes on stealth, by the way.
Excellent.
Can I tell what's in these crates by looking at them, or taking them quick?
No, you would need to probably. Well, give me integrity, cunning. See if you see what you notice.
Not a damn thing.
0 successes.
0 successes.
You're looking around. The boxes are not labeled. They are mostly wooden crates, and they appear to be sealed, like nailed shut. So you could crack one open if you wanted to take the time to do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
He's looting the body.
Yep.
All right.
But you're welcome for the momentum, everybody.
Can I assist her?
Yeah, everybody, you do get a momentum. Well, if you want to stop, like, putting on his body armor, then yes. Otherwise, you're doing that while she's popping this crate. Popping the crate's no problem. As you open it, they appear to be stuffed with toys. And these are BB Yeeti toys. BEBEYEETI.
Got it.
They're small, green, somewhat cute-ish, made from a plastic that, like, emits an odor when you open the crate. Like, you're certain this is toxic and flammable and probably made in a sweatshop somewhere. Like, these are not these are very not safe knockoff Baby Yoda toys.
I'm gonna pick one up and just like take a look at it. Anything look weird other than it being an obvious knockoff and cheap?
No, just yeah, no, nothing particularly unusual about it. The eyes appear like they're glued in poorly and would probably fall off if shaken too hard by, say, a 2 or 3 year old. And they're definitely small enough to be swallowed. The robes are basically made out of, as near as you can tell, like waxy burlap. So they, aside from having a slight film that they leave behind when you touch them, they probably would actually work pretty good as a wick.
Hey, I have an idea. Follow me on this. These are definitely super flammable. A really good burning source. So I think we've got something to burn on the runway.
Yeah, I bet they will burn for long and make a lot of smoke, black smoke, that will be very visible.
So, do you want to handle lighting up the runway, or do you want to handle trying to find the communications array to shut it down?
You check your watch. You have about 5 minutes until the next plane is supposed to go down.
Yeah, like we gotta hustle here. Let's light up the runway together as quick as we can, and then we can look for the communications array.
Agreed.
All right. So the two of you run out. What I'm going to need to know is, how do you plan to break up the labor of distributing, lining up, and lighting this runway light of Baby Yoda knockoffs that will undoubtedly poison the water supply in Chicago for the next 30 years with all the toxic fumes it's going to kick up?
They don't notice.
It's valid.
I mean, in this little time, I figure we each take a box, we run to the middle of the runway, and we start running while dropping them, and then set them alight as fast as we can.
Okay.
Kind of like running a straight line along the runway and like dropping them, and
All right. Let's say that that's going to be an athletics check, and you can use whatever approach you feel is most appropriate. I am going to give you a 1 complication because it is a slippery runway.
do not have athletics.
Athletics and dexterity?
That'll work.
All right. 2 successes.
Excellent. So one cancels the complication, and one dumps your box out on the runway in a scatter shot fashion, but close together enough that they will. The fire will jump. And how many successes did you get, Mark?
Actually, 3 successes.
Excellent. So you can also buy like an enhancement with this. So any special effect you would like to add, maybe a tag on this, like in this case, maybe even just like an extra bright, like have them burning extra bright, or maybe something where like maybe the stuffing catches fire too. So it's going to be extra acrid smoke, but it will burn a little brighter, a little longer.
Yeah, a little brighter.
All right, so as Dave is sneaking into the door, like right behind them, like you see they're letting the door close, and like thinking super fast, you grab a snowball and throw it at one of the icicles, and it drops down and catches the door and keeps it from shutting.
Sure.
And they go in, and then you hear woof behind you as the most rotten eggs and like beer farts smell you've ever encountered in your life wafts over. And you look over and you see like this burning line, this bonfire that's probably about 60 feet long on the runway.
Okay. Can I make out the two of them?
You see two sort of vaguely humanoid shapes in the fire, yes.
Okay. I don't want to draw attention to people walking up the stairs and past the door, but I'll take out my cell phone and turn on the flashlight and wave it in those people's direction. I assume they have to be good guys if they're trying to create light for the planes.
Sure, that's fair. That's a fair assumption. So you see this light flickering from over at the base of the tower.
I mean, I was going to go that way next anyways, so I'll start carefully moving in that direction. Obviously, weapon at the ready, because I don't know what this is. I don't know why somebody's trying to signal me. Could be a trap.
Are you going along as well, Mark?
Yeah, I'm telling her to like to spread up a bit, and we go together.
Excellent. The two of you sort of go into a formation and start making your way that way. You see them sort of fall to a wide enough pattern that you can't shoot them both at once or something.
Right, I've got both hands up. Just
as you get closer, you recognize, based on your paperwork, your Mark.
Stay closer. I'm like, hey, and I'll notice they have guns. I'm like, good, your security. They shot my friend and they've dragged him up the stairs. I think they're probably operating out of this tower. I just don't want my friend to die. He's a good guy. And I'll put myself in a way.
I will, keeping my weapon on him, I'll be like, West? Dave West?
I think this is the North Tower?
Yeah.
Can I detect falsehood or something? This guy looks kind of shifty, like.
I mean, you both recognize him from.
Honest.
You both recognize him from like the paperwork. Like this is the person you're here to arrest.
Wait. Wes, are you part of this? Are you working for Fontaine?
I don't know who Fontaine is. I was trying to go home for the holidays. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I just know my friend got shot.
West? We're arresting you for 9.
Yeah, and is that more important than stopping the terrorist?
I don't know that you're not working for the terrorists.
you see the plane come down, and the good news is your landing light does let them pull up at the last minute, but they like skid into place and like go sideways, and you see the wing take out like 3 of the gates and like fall off. It's not a smooth landing.
Why would I want that?
I don't know how criminals think. Listen, you have 5 seconds to convince me you're not working for the bad guys.
At that point, you hear footsteps behind you as someone's running down the stairs.
I go. So when the door opens, I'll be behind it.
All right. The door comes open, and you see 2 of the terrorists step out.
Well, is there anywhere to take cover?
Not
or
really.
Just lay on the ground.
You're just
I lay on the ground. I go prone and take aim.
All right, let's get initiative rolls from everybody, please.
Okay. I have the...
Both of you have the edge that gives you an enhancement to your initiative roll.
Okay.
Right, so as long as you get 1 success, it counts as 2. Or you get an additional, basically?
Yep.
All right.
Can you remind me what we roll for initiative?
It's the lower of your... I can never remember the combos. Hold on. It's the lower of your empathy plus dexterity or athletics plus cunning. So whichever of those is lower.
Okay. All right, so we rolled 2 plus the enhancement. That gives me 3.
Do you reroll 10s on initiative?
Yep.
Seven.
Excellent.
Got a bunch of 10s.
And
I'm still a bit confused.
so
The amount of that dice. I'm trying to run to roll cunning plus.
it'd be cunning empathy, I believe, right?
Yeah. Or Dex Athletics. So which one is the smaller pool?
The smaller is cunning plus
Empathy.
empathy.
All right, so you roll that many dice.
Thing is, where is the empathy value on the sheet?
You don't have it.
Yeah, if you don't have
I
it,
gave
it's
you
0.
The cleanest sheet possible. I gave you the skills you have.
So it's cunning.
Yep. So just cunning.
1 success.
Okay.
Then +1 because of your edge. So you got 2.
Right, so you got 2. All right. So basically, the way that this works then is then it gets broken up into slots. So you have the first 3 slots, and the antagonists will have the 4th slot. Who would you like to have take the first focus, the first slot of combat?
Someone with a gun.
I do.
Mark wants to go first.
I do have the SMG. So
Yeah.
Yes.
okay. Do I start by shooting?
Yeah, if you want to just spray, it'd be an aim. Let me just check and see how that affects if you want to try to spray. They are right next to one another, so that will come in handy.
Okay, short bursts. How would it work? Short automatic burst.
Just checking that out right now. Let's see. So, so you can use a spread to reduce the one of the target's defense by 2, or you can spray the area. And that gives a +2 enhancement to the attack. But that will also basically, you'll be emptying the magazine, so you'll have to like reload afterward.
I think I will spray the area, mostly rather than just trying to effectively kill them, to put them in a situation where they have a significant emotional event. Because that's how shooting works. It's not always just about killing someone. And even if, at the very least, they'll take cover and not try to kill. They'll just try to survive.
And this is a place where the story path system really kind of sings, because if you wanted to, for example, you could use aim and manipulation if you wanted to use this, where you're literally not trying to injure them so much as you're trying to intimidate them, or make them make a mistake, make them shake them up.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and roll aim manipulation.
So it's...
Or presence, if that's more dice, if you want to use that.
It's 4 successes.
Beautiful. Plus you get the +2 enhancement for emptying the clip. So there are a number of things that you can sort of apply to this. You could do effectively raw damage, which would just take them out of the combat. But that doesn't necessarily have to be a physical damage, right? So you could, render them, they are too frightened. They pass out.
Yeah, if they can be taken out of combat without killing, I'm just...
Yeah, absolutely. You could kneecap them if you want to, so they'll just be down and like, oh, but they're not,
Yeah, the important thing is that they're not a threat anymore.
Right.
They're out of combat.
Right on. So yeah, they run down and you just across their shins, and they drop down and they're like, oh, holding their shins, but they're fine. I mean, they'll live. They're not fine.
I spend a point of inspiration to have the one nearest the edge of the door have a pistol.
Excellent.
I grab it.
Beautiful. You pick up the pistol. You hear more footsteps, and that shifts focus to our next person. Who would that be?
So if that's me, and we hear more footsteps coming down, I am going to is the door swings outwards, I assume, due to fire codes.
Yes.
Is there anything heavy nearby?
There are 2 terrorists on the ground that each weigh about 220 pounds.
All right, I'm going to slam the door shut and push their bodies right in front of the door.
Ow, the indignity. Ow. You stack them up in front of the door, and they just kind of lay there writhing, unable to do much about it. And that shifts our focus to Dave. What would you like to do, Dave?
Since I kind of did a partial action getting the gun, I will just aim my gun at them to make sure they don't try to do anything.
The terrorists?
The terrorists. Not at these fine officers of the law.
Right on. Excellent. So
we clearly made you, and yet you're insisting that we did not.
That brings us to the ones that are running down the stairs. They're going to try to push the door open. I will treat the bodies in front of the door as 4 levels of complication.
It's what their significant others call them.
All right, so they slam into the door once, and you see the first terrorist sort of roll off the second terrorist. They slam into the door again and just make like the awkwardest snow angel in the history of snow angels as they push the door open the rest of the way. You see, You see, the bad news is there's 3 more of them in the doorway. The good news is, though, that brings the focus back around to Mark. What would you like to do, Mark?
Okay, I have the gear of this guy, right? The
Yes.
one we looted. Then what was the thing about inspiration? He found a gun, right?
Right, so you can do like dramatic editing, where you can sort of affect the scene. One inspiration does like a minor change to things, something that makes sense but hasn't necessarily been established yet. And
on his gear, he has a grenade.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a one inspiration by.
And so you get 1 inspiration back every time Travis shifts to a new scene, so you might as well use 1 a sync. There's no reason not to.
To use? I'm sorry, I didn't.
You'll get 1 back every new scene, so you might as well use 1 a scene if it's appropriate.
Okay, sure.
You absolutely have a grenade.
As a grenade, pull the pin out and.
Okay, you throw a grenade. That'll be a aim or athletics, whatever you prefer.
Aim. I have aim, so I just use aim.
I would assume you're gonna go with dex. Might work as well, if that's better for you.
And dexterity.
Okay.
I have 1 success.
That's
so
right.
it's like, just throw it there.
That's all you need.
Or at least I won't explain in my hand.
Okay, so that has the deadly tag on it.
It's deadly for someone. We don't know exactly who at this point.
All right, so you throw this grenade, and the one in the center like catches it, and then just like looks up.
Mark, this is where you say Merry Christmas.
Here's a present for you.
Here's a present for you.
I would like to have. You may want to take a defensive stunt, David.
Yeah,
because you're pretty close to that.
I am pretty close. Okay, so let me see.
There is a momentum in the pool if you need it.
Well, my base defense is 2, so I always have at least that. And so I get to roll what I feel is the most appropriate defensive trait.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do composure to say like I need to stay calm in the face of a possible explosion.
Right on. Yep.
And does that add to my base defense if I get successes? Yes. Okay, so my base defense is now 4.
So with your super high composure, what you do in this situation, you see him pull the grenade and throw it. You follow it as it lands in the guy's hands and the guy looks up. You step back, grab the door, and pull it in front of your... It's like 3 pieces of shrapnel poke through the door next to your face. Cool as a cucumber. Well, go ahead.
And then I'll just like open the door a bit and be like, ladies.
You're so lucky you're not my priority right this second.
And there's this just smooth moment of him holding the door for you, and then the door just like falls off its hinges onto the snow. I assume you're all going to head up into the tower?
Yes.
All right. You go up into the tower. There are remaining in the tower 4 of the terrorists, the guy in the jumpsuit, and Roland. The guy in the jumpsuit, Mr. Falcon, says, "Perhaps we can come to an arrangement.
He's talking to us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their weapons at the ready, but they're not aiming them at you. Except there is one of the 4 terrorists is aiming their weapon directly at Roland's face. There's no need for further violence. I think we've both indicated our willingness to take lives in this situation if we need to. So now is our chance to negotiate.
Is this just? It's about getting that the one prisoner out, but
this is the prisoner that's talking.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah, he's the one wearing the Department of Corrections jumpsuit.
Sure. Okay. Never mind.
I quickly scan the room. How many you said they were?
4 terrorists plus him, and then the one hostage they have.
I have another dumb idea.
I love dumb ideas, please.
We still have the momentum in the momentum pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I do have that shoot to injure skill trick.
Yes.
Yep.
Is Roland on his feet?
Yes.
Again, as long as you guys are cool with it, I would like to shoot the hostage.
I'm down for it.
I'm going to pull Keanu Reeves here.
I will give you a +1 enhancement to shooting the hostage because I love it. So
Okay.
We're going to use that momentum to do shoot to injure. So that I will basically strike him in the lower leg, causing him to fall,
All right.
and clearing up the way to shoot the rest of the bad guys here.
Go for it.
I have steady hands.
Okay.
Yeah, in the meantime, I have no idea what she's about to do.
Right, you just see her like upstrap and fire.
Yeah, like.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack check. His defense is a whopping 1.
All right, so I got 3 successes on the die. I have my steady hands and the enhancement you gave me, so that's 5 altogether. And I am using the momentum of shoot to injure, so he will survive this encounter.
All right, so you shoot him like in the shin. He falls forward. You have extra enhancement, so you can buy some extra cool stuff with this extra enhancement. You've got 4 things you can sort of tack on here. Let me see if there's some extra like damage tags that might be interesting to add.
If you want to get him completely out of there, you could burn. I can't remember how many it costs. I think it's number equal to his stamina. You can knock him back. So like if the bad guys are here and he was in the middle, you could buy knockback to knock him backwards with the shot.
Yeah.
So shoot him in such a way that he falls backwards.
Yeah, so like maybe instead of the shin, you get the shoulder to do like a.
Yeah, shove. For every 1 success you spend after beating the difficulty, you push your opponent back a number of meters equal to your might. We'll say it'll be a number of meters equal to the enhancement of the weapon. So that's like a +2, so 2, 4, 6. You could basically blow him out like onto the control panel of the.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Cool.
So you knock him back onto the control panel. It shorts out the control panel. Everything goes black in the room.
Good.
Perfect. Like 2 things done in one shot.
That'll bring us to your next phase. We're going to stay on the same phases. Mark, what would you like to do?
When I hear the shot, I just react by shooting at whatever I was aiming at that moment, which was probably one of the terrorists.
All right, excellent. Go ahead and give me that
Right
attack
before
check.
the lights go out.
Are you going to empty the clip again?
No, this is because I was probably aiming at one of them, and I'm just gonna shoot, and then I'll see what I'll do next.
All right, go for it.
Shoot right where it was, because now the lights are out.
Right, you will have a +2 complication because you're blind.
No, but that's what I'm saying. like when I hear the shot, I just
Right.
react.
Yeah.
Make it like this one attack to like at least take one guy before the lights go out. Could that be?
Well, it'll be basically at the same time. I mean, you're still going to have the complication to buy off, but
Like, okay, like I assuming he's there. He might not be there.
Yeah.
right.
He might not be there. But
You could miss. He might duck. You don't know.
Yeah, he might not be there. Okay, so it's it's aim plus
Yep. Plus Dex, I would assume, would be the one you're going to go with.
Dex. Excellent. Is 3 successes.
Excellent. That will hit him. And there will still be one complication. So you do hit him. However, as you hit him, he sort of returns fire with a spray. So we'll see if that hits any of you.
I am never the target of enemy fire in the first round.
Oh, yeah? That's okay. It doesn't hit anybody. He fires a random spray. Well, it doesn't hit any of you, I should say. He fires a random spray. We're going to assume, because I think it's cinematic and fun, that Agent McAllister kind of walked up a little bit so that she was closer and just shot the dude, you know? So you were kind of a little bit closer to being face-to-face with Mr. Falcon. And
That sounds like a thing to do, so yeah.
you feel this spray of wetness hit you in response to the second spray of gunfire, like in your face. So when you shot the terrorist, as he went down, he shot Mr. Falcon. And that brings us to Dave. What would Dave like to do?
My friend got shot in the shoulder. He's going to survive that. He
got shot in the shoulder and in the shin.
Right. So he'll survive that. So 2 bad guys are already down.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yep. Leaving 3 up.
I would like to do. I can only do it in Trinity. I would like to do a mixed action of aim Dex to take a shot because I'm part of the good guys, and larceny Dex to begin sneaking away.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's your lower pool, right?
Yep, which is 7.
And you'll have an enhancement on the sneaking away part, but a complication on the shooting part.
Fair. Okay. Cool. Okay, so I have 3 successes. What's the defense of miscellaneous dude?
The defense of miscellaneous dude would be a 2.
Okay.
It'd be a 3, including the complication from it being dark.
Okay. Then let's give that 2 successes. So I won't be able to buy off the complication.
You still have the enhancement from the pistol.
I forgot. Okay, so I would do exactly the base I need to buy off the complication and hit him.
Right.
And then I'll have 1 success plus my 1 enhancement for sneaking to begin stealthing my way backwards.
All right, excellent. So you drop him. He goes down, no complication. And you effectively can be out of this room if you choose to. Up to out of this room.
Absolutely. I'm making the thieves exit.
All right, excellent. The last 2, as the emergency lights come on, the last 2 remaining throw their weapons down and put their hands over their head.
Get down.
As you begin reading them your rights, there is a distraction for just a moment as Gate 42 of Terminal 5 explodes. Bomb Squad didn't do so good on their roll.
Oh.
And under the cover of that explosion, the international jewel thief, Dave West, runs off, having retrieved the case of diamonds from the back of the plane where he stashed them, into the night amid the confusion, to steal again next Christmas. And that, my friends, is Trinity Continuum Core Hard Holidays 2. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about how today went?
No, but I do want to point out that my character had 2 short-term aspirations. One was catch the jewel thief.
Which you sort of did.
The other was don't cause a scene.
I would say you didn't cause any scenes. You participated in several. Well, no, that's not true. I guess you.
Runway on fire.
Yeah, lighting a runway on fire is causing a scene.
So if this was a chronicle, no bonus XP for you.
Right. So, Mark, thank you for playing, and thank you for taking time out of your holiday for being with us, and thank you, everybody who's watching, for taking time out of your holiday to be with us. This is super cool. Really appreciate it. If you have not yet done so, please check out Trinity Continuum Core and the array of supplements that have already come out and that are coming out soon for this setting, and for Anne is already available. Highly recommend it. I love it. You'll be seeing more of that on this channel soon. Mark, this was your first experience with StoryPath, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
What'd you think? Did you enjoy yourself? Was it a fun time? Did you understand kind of what we were doing mechanically?
Yes. It was fun. It was very, I like the cinematic aspect of it, very enjoyable. And yes, after the first rolls, I was able to understand the system.
Pretty quick to pick up. Yeah. So thank you for spending the holiday with us. Really appreciate it. And yeah, everybody who joined us, whether you joined us live, have a merry little Christmas, let it snow, and happy Hanukkah and all that jazz. Whatever you might be celebrating. If you're putting up a Festivus poll, try to be a little easy during the airing of the grievances. It's been a rough year for everybody.
Yep.
And if you're watching on the YouTube channel, what are you doing? Go over to the Twitch channel and watch us live. Watch on both. Subscribe on both. Your subs help us make these things happen. And if you are a Amazon Prime user, you get 1 free sub a month. I would love to be your free sub. That's it for me for this year, I think. I don't think I'll see you again this year. But make sure you come back here tomorrow because Dixie's taking over. She will be here at 2 p.m. Eastern, taking over the channel. No idea what she's going to do. It's going to be raw chaos. You're not going to want to miss it. So hop over, check it out, and thank you all so much. Have a happy holiday.
Bye.
Happy holidays.
Bye.